Buongiorno! What's going on, everyone? Your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up, and it's time to do some more predicting. It's been a while since I've seen you guys coming off of an incredible SummerSlam weekend. We now move on to an AEW weekend. That's right, time to do some predictions for AEW All Out 2021. It's exciting. Woo, this is going to be a good show. Oh boy, gotta think though. Is there anything else on the side we want to go through first? I don't think I have any updates for you guys besides the fact that I might be bringing back ticket videos soon. That's something I can throw your way. As you guys know, I like to go through stuff before we actually jump into the point of the video. Yeah, that might be it for now, because Extreme Rules is the next waiting point, and I can't think of anything else going on to let you in on. So yeah, it's pretty low-key right now. We're just getting into the fall. Weather has been gorgeous lately. I hope it's great where you guys are. But let's get into some predicting then. So we have the lovely pre-show match, aka the buy-in. We have a lovely 10-man tag team match. Basically, Team Cassidy taking on Team Hardy. Hardy, Private Party, and God, what do they call the TH2? I'm not still familiar with all the team names. Whereas on Cassidy's team, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, well, I guess the new Best Friends, because Trent is somewhere else at the moment, and I believe Jurassic Express. Lovely 10-man tag team match. It's going to be a babyface win. I don't really see the point in having Hardy's clan get a win here. I find enough with what they're doing on TV. I don't want to say Cassidy is getting stale for me, but they don't really seem to think he can go anywhere else at the moment besides one small feud from the next. I personally disagree. I think we should have thrown him more into things after the Chris Jericho feud, which, yeah, he had a few TNT title shots. He had the World Championship match against Omega with Pac, which I thought was fantastic. But ever since then, he's sort of just been on the low end of things, and I personally wouldn't mind him thrown somewhere, let's say, against Team Taz and maybe consider the FTW title. It would just be different, that's all. And I feel like he's been feuding with Hardy and his group forever. Just how I feel, but I'm seeing a babyface win here. Now, as far as the main card is concerned, obviously I'm going to be checking my phone for the first few things because it's a big card. I'm pretty sure we have 9 to 10 matches set for the main card. And here's why I say 9 to 10. Apparently, Pac and Andrade has been canceled due to travel issues. Real descriptive. No offense, it's just this day and age. Usually, if we want to know something, we get to know why exactly. Not in this case. It's not happening. I'm not sure whether Pac has COVID at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't, but if he does, we wish him a speedy recovery, obviously. But here's the thing. On Dynamite, they didn't seem to mention this at all, whereas Andrade himself has tweeted out Andrade versus question mark. So, are we getting a surprise match? What's the deal here? Now, I have two predictions if we do. One, if we are getting a big deal, it's gotta be Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan. This would be amazing. But the reason I'm not leaning toward this as my main is because I thought we had the date set for him. September 20th, was it? It was when they were going to Madison Square Garden, I thought. But this could change the plan. He's definitely up there for what could go down. Adam Cole's being rumored, but I'm pretty sure we can't do that because of his non-compete clause, right? Wouldn't it still be 30 days? And he only just became a free agent the other day, so I don't think it can be Adam Cole. Unless things are out of control more than I know with his status. But I'm thinking we have a nice low-key surprise if we get a match. Someone who I want in AEW, I think would fit really well on his own or throw him in a group for the first bit just to see how it goes. I think Buddy Murphy would be a nice surprise for this. I don't know what it is. I just see it. I just see Buddy Murphy in AEW working. And that's who I'm going to pick on the up and up if Andrade needs a replacement opponent. I'm not sure how the crowd would pop, but I know I'd get a great match out of those two. So I'm going to throw it Buddy's way. But if we're going to get anything big, I hope it's Danielson. Now let's go to the main card and try to calm things down. Okay, let's talk about the Women's Casino Battle Royal. We know a lot of the ladies in it, and I'm actually pretty sure we know 20 besides the Joker per the norm. If I'm going to do a Joker prediction, it's very split between the Iconics and Ruby Riott. I wanted the Iconics in much sooner, and this would just be so fantastic for them both to have the spot and come out talking, just so the crowd could go absolutely insane. But Ruby Riott would be a nice fit too, and there were more rumors that she was on her way to AEW, so I don't know about this one. It's tough. I'm not doing a prediction for the Joker, but as far as the match, I feel like Thunder Rosa is a nice pick. They could do a good swerve again like they did for the men's at Double or Nothing when everyone said it was going to be Christian Cage, but it was Jungle Boy at the time. But things still worked out. This is another one of those scenarios. Thunder Rosa doesn't need to win. We know we're going to be getting her and Britt Baker again for the championship this time. But do we give her the win or not? There's no one else that seriously stands out at the moment. It was nice seeing Anna Jay back on Dynamite this week. That was a great surprise. Is she going to win, though? Not really sure. If there is someone who maybe can get it just because she's been featured enough, I wouldn't mind if Taya Conti got it. That would be a nice little surprise. Could come down to her and Thunder, but she just outdoes herself and wins it. Yeah, honestly, it's another split one for me. Thunder Rosa or Conti. So, yeah, I'm thinking one of those two. It's not like I have my own set of rules anyway, and there's 21 or 22 if the Iconics show up, people in this match. So, I'll throw out another two predictions on it. I'm picking Taya Conti or Thunder Rosa. I know it's silly enough, but I'm pretty sure for the Royal Rumbles I pick 3. So why not for Battle Royals I get at least 2 picks here. Let's go. Okay, let's try to run down the main card, excluding now the side match that could or couldn't happen. I'm talking about Andrade's, of course, and the big multi-people matches. First up, we got a match I was very confused about that made the show. Now I'm even more confused. It's QT Marshall and Paul White. So, okay, I was sort of up for it before. Let's just have Paul White destroy QT Marshall. But then Billy Gunn and his kids turned. What just happened? I didn't even really know how to react to that. It was just, why? Why are we doing this? And then QT and his boys get all the cheap shots. I'll be honest, I've had enough of the factory. They're uninteresting as hell for me at this point, which is why I am picking Paul White. I don't really see the point in him putting over QT for the cheap win here. It's not working for me, and I just hope he crushes him. And if we want to move on to something quick while we have him in, let's get Shaquille O'Neal back. Let's get Braun Strowman in AEW. I don't know where we're going with this. I just know I could not care enough to pick QT Marshall. Can I see him winning? Yes. Do I care enough? Not so. So let's get through that nice and easy. All right, there we go. Done. How about the TNT title match? This is a match that could go good or bad. And I'll sort of explain when we get into it more. Miro's defending the TNT Championship against Eddie Kingston. I love them both. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do. But what I expected before when it came to Miro, when he was fighting Archer at Double or Nothing, they fell a bit flat for me. I'm hoping these two don't do the same thing, but part of me might expect it. I'm picking Miro to retain the championship. As much as I'd love to see Eddie win, I don't see him stopping God's favorite champion. If anything, that should go to Brian Cage. I think once Brian Cage gets out of this Team Taz nonsense, we can definitely look forward to him and Miro fighting for the TNT title. So, Miro retaining the championship. And on a slight note, I thought we had Brian Cage and Ricky Starks booked for this show. Apparently we don't. But in case things change, because you never know with wrestling, I'll pick Brian Cage to win if we get that match added last second to the pay-per-view. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Let's see if I can keep going before I have to look at my phone. How about the tag team titles? Oy vey, this is a mood. So we've got the Young Bucks defending against the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Phoenix in the steel cage match, which we got a heck of a preview on Dynamite. And the Bucks already got the pinfall win over the Lucha Bros. So, what does that mean exactly? I'm not sure, but I'm not willing to fall for this sort of red herring. I'm going to pick the Bucks. They swerved me at Double or Nothing. I honestly expected them to drop the belts, and they did not. I can't see them losing here, especially when it's a steel cage. As big and as impressive as that structure looks, they'll find a way to escape. They'll find a way to escape and win, and even if it's not in the official rules, there's still something that just makes me think the Bucks are not going to be losing this match. So, Young Bucks to retain. I can see them going a year with the belts, and this would probably seal the deal to go to Full Gear with them. You never know. Never know, but there we go. They're my picks. Let's see what happens. If the Lucha Bros surprise me, well-deserved and good coy with the pinfall loss on Dynamite. From one title to another, as we seem to be doing, let's talk about the Women's Championship. This is the most easiest match of the whole card to predict. Britt Baker, Chris Statlander. Britt Baker's going to retain her championship. Her Express cannot end this quick with the title. And I still feel like she's just getting warmed up. That's the best thing about her at the moment, really. I was so against her for the first bit when she turned. But now that she's finally found this element with the fans and the championship, she's great. Chris Statlander, on the other hand, I don't know. This sort of just felt like it got forced on the show. I wouldn't have picked her out of the people around, but nothing against her. It's just ever since she's come back, she's just sort of been there. So let's hope what they do with her in her handicap match on Rampage wakes a few people up, including myself. But I have the champion to retain. Now, I'm not going to lie, time to look at my phone. I have two of them memorized that I want to talk about last, but what exactly are the other ones that have already escaped my mind? Okay, I see one that I see two I haven't talked about. All right, you know what? I think we've got 4 left to go through, so let's see if we can do this quickly. All right. Jon Moxley, Kojima. Again, I don't really know where this came from. I know originally it was supposed to be Tanahashi, but things change. So I'm going to pick Moxley. In fact, I think Moxley should be set up to be turning soon, and I'm going to explain to who when we get later in the show. I want Moxley to win this in a much more brutal fashion for a singles match than expected. Right, Gummy Bear? How's it going? So, I don't know what that means. Maybe we get 3 pile drivers in a row, Gotch style, or just 3 paradigm shifts. I want him to look off to the people that night and get a very dominant win. What do you think? You think that'll work? I haven't explained my plans, though, yet, so we'll talk about that in a bit. All right? Mind him, he and his brother are a bit groggy right now because they got neutered yesterday. Yes, I know. All right, 3 matches left. MJF, Chris Jericho. Jericho's career on the line. This is tough and confusing, and I'll explain why. Not just because it's MJF and Jericho again, which, by the way, I'm just not going to get sick of, but it is confusing because what they did to end off the trials, the labors of Jericho, with MJF winning, was brilliant. That was the tipping point for me that finally I like MJF enough, besides the sarcasm, the wit, the comedy enough of this amazing heel, but he finally got to win a big match without real cheating and dominance. That did it for me. That was brilliant. I thought that was it for sure. Jericho's getting ready to go back on tour with Fozzy. So where does that leave this with Jericho's career on the line? Does Jericho lose again? But how do they come up with a better finish than what we got? How do they do it? I know they can do it, but how? That's what's really dragging me into this. How do they come up with a better way for MJF to beat Jericho? Because here's the thing. Piss off with the cheating. I do not want to see MJF cheat to beat Chris Jericho when he hasn't already. I know Jericho's more on his game. He's put his career on the line, for goodness sake, but that's not going to do it for me. If MJF wins again, it needs to be clean. But I'm picking Chris Jericho. This sort of just got announced and came up and is happening again. It's weird. I don't really understand why Jericho wants to end his career here and now. I get it, Chicago. I get it's a big stage, but this doesn't do it for me being the Jerichoholic I've been all these years. So I want to see Jericho get it. A heck of a win, and if Jericho cheats, I don't care. I just want to see him beat MJF by himself, because the only win on his point would be Stadium Stampede. And that is not good enough for a Jericho win over MJF. So if Jericho wins and goes away, I'm curious to see what that brings out of MJF. It's a risk, but honestly, with a prediction I have left, I'm already basically telling you that I'm not picking a perfect prediction show. You'll understand when we get there, because now I believe we're down to 2 matches. Let's talk about CM Punk and Darby Allin, which should be the main event. And I think it will be the main event, because I've got a little surprise out of the back of my mind for this one. Now, I'm picking CM Punk to win. That's not a shock. This should be quite lovely. I was amazed that they actually had him get physical before the show. I thought maybe a bit risky, even though it was just a beatdown and then hitting his move. But you never know. Anybody can tear anything in the split second. But looked all right. Seems like we're still going on. Punk hitting the beautiful GTS on Dynamite and the epic stare down with Darby Allin. This is going to be lovely. Now, what I want to happen after this, which could divide the people, which is what I really want it to be the main event for. CM Punk wins in his hometown. He celebrates with the people. He has his music go on forever. He hugs Darby Allin after. Handshake, no. One of them kicks the hand away and they hug. That's what I want. If Sting wants to come out and congratulate with him, they can. But Punk gets his own moment after, and Jon Moxley beats the shite out of him and turns heel on CM Punk. That is going to explode the crowd, and the possibilities are endless. We should not wait to pull the trigger on this. Moxley has been in limbo for a few months now. It didn't help when he lost his United States title to Archer, but that was great. I'm not putting that moment aside. I love that moment, because now Archer lost it and he's back in limbo. But this is how we make the most out of an OMG moment with CM Punk. Everybody already knows he's going to win. So why not have just one of the most longest AEW stars, one of the biggest boys that the fans put their love and respect into, throw it all away, because he is sick. He is sick of people coming into AEW and stealing his spotlight. I loved his promo on, or should I say, ragging on folks like Christian Cage, for example, and a few other small names that I forget, but big enough to grab my attention. Now, he could easily do this to somebody else, maybe even Christian Cage after his match. But I think on CM Punk would really drill it home for a legitimate heel turn, because you're attacking CM Punk in Chicago. What do you think the people are going to react to? My piece is said. It's a big prediction, but I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Like, comes out from the crowd, beats the crap out of him, takes him out in the crowd, gives him a paradigm shift, maybe onto concrete or some kind of... Like, what did he do to Omega again? I think he gave him the paradigm shift on, like, the Double or Nothing logo. I don't know how far I want it to go. I just know I'm up for it. So, I haven't heard anyone else really talk about this potentially, but the fact that Moxley is having such a low-key thing on the show would really tease something else after he could win fairly easy enough, look in disgust after, and make his decision. I know I could just go on with this, but you can tell I'm so excited with this potential. But we're not done, because the last match I want to talk about, potentially no longer the last match of the evening, Christian Cage, Kenny Omega, AEW World Championship on the line. You guys know I have always thought that Christian he's my favorite wrestler. I might as well just be straight and honest. Christian Cage has always been my favorite wrestler since I've been on YouTube. And probably the last 10 years, after waiting so long for him to come back, and in AEW of all places, it's been a great ride, with swerves necessary as they should be. But when he won the Impact Championship from Kenny Omega on the second, or was it the first Rampage? No, it was the first Rampage, wasn't it? That was the end of such an amazing journey for me. I'd waited so long for him to come back. And he pinned Kenny Omega and won a championship off of him. And the crowd seemed happy enough with him. It was just good booking. Now we've made it here. Does he win another championship from Kenny Omega? Of course, to most, he doesn't. This is it. This is Christian's first big loss in AEW. Because Kenny Omega can't be done yet for multiple reasons. For example, everyone still believes that Adam Page is the man to beat Kenny Omega for the championship. He needs to kick out of the One Wing Angel. He needs to beat him. Get his vengeance back, damn it. Have his moment. I don't care. I've waited years for something like this. I got it at Rampage. I want it again. I'm picking Christian Cage to win the AEW World Championship and end Kenny Omega's terror. It probably won't happen in the long run of things, but I'm speaking from a different mindset. Mine is, here's my favorite wrestler. I'm not going against him. I'm picking Christian Cage to win the World Championship and really send me home happy. Kenny Omega has been a great champion, and when he loses, it's going to be a big deal. Just like it was a big deal when he lost the Impact Championship. If he loses here, I'd love to see the animal come back in Kenny Omega. That's how I'm going to be honest with that. So, there we go. That's really it. I've thrown you guys some of the obvious. I've thrown you some of the unobvious. And I've thrown you some swerves that you just need to think about that they could really blow the show up in a good way. I like doing these AEW predictions now. Hey, let me know how you did. Tongue's waking up. Let me know what you guys think about it. Leave your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. What do you think's going to happen this Sunday? What's the big moment that you're waiting for that you trust AEW to deliver? Now, you notice I'm hype. I'm ready. The big wrestling fan is on right now. You know why? Because it's AEW. That's where I'm going to put my faith in. I love joking about Raw, SmackDown, and unfortunately now NXT because apparently it's now official that Vince is taking over. But we knew that already. But AEW, that's where you put your faith in. You can still watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You can still watch WWE like me and have a great time because I don't take it seriously anymore. They've dropped the ball hard. But AEW has not. They've given me no reason not to look at it from a different viewpoint other than I'm going to watch this, I'm going to have a great time, I'm going to get swerved, and I'm going to love every second of it. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys Monday for my results and review video, and oh boy, if I'm keeping this energy, I cannot wait to hear and see what we're going to talk about. Have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend, happy September, keep it real, don't miss AEW All Out.